Jibat, 21, Hot of Jibat, Jai Jibat.
Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh and respected Chancellor Acharya Ranga Agriculture University, His Excellency Sri Abdul Nadir Garu, distinguished Chief Guest, Comparator Professor Rajendra Singh Paroda, Founder Chairman of TAS, Trust for Advancement of Agriculture Sciences, and former Secretary there, Department of Agriculture Research and Education, and Director General, Indian Council of Agricultural Research. Honorable members of Board of Management, members of the Academic Council, members of the Research and Extension Advisory Council, graduates of the year and their parents, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, staff, students, representatives of the press and media, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this 55th annual convocation. I also take pleasure in welcoming the former Vice Chancellors, former and present members of Board of Management, former and present university officers, members of the Academic Council, distinguished guests, scientists, administrative and supporting staff, and students of the university, graduate of this year and their parents, officers of the Government of Andhra Pradesh, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, and other distinguished organizations of the Government of India, and the district administration of the newly formed Bapatla district of Andhra Pradesh, including Collector, SP and all officials of the district of Bapatla administration, and members of press and media and also other invitees.
Honoris causa to Professor Rajendra Singh Paroda, Chairman TAAS and former Secretary DARE and Director General of ICAR.
Recognizing his enormous contributions in the field of agriculture research, Government of India, he is recipient of several awards and recognitions, namely Rafi Ahmad Kidwai Award, ICR Team Research Award, FICCI Award, Om Prakash Bashin Award, BP Paul Gold Medal, Narmani Borlag Award, Agricultural Today Award, Mahendra Shivamani Award, AB Joshi Award, US Avasti IFCO Award, and MS Swaminathan Award.
Anguru National Awards for Excellency in Agriculture Research. I request Dr. E.A. Siddiq, Honorary Professor, Institute of Biotechnology, to receive Dr. M.E. Reddy National Award 2023, and I request the Vice Chancellor for citation.
Honorable Chancellor, Sir, Acharya Ranga Agriculture University, Lam Guntur, has instituted a national award for outstanding research in agriculture sciences in the year 2022 in fond memory of Dr. M.V. Reddy, plant breeder who developed BPT 5204, Samba Mashuri, a mega variety of paddy, to honor the best scientists by awarding annually with a cash prize of Rs 1 lakh, a memento and citation. Dr. Ibrahim Ali Abubakar Siddiq, Honorary Professor, Institute of Biotechnology, Professor Jayashankar, Telangana State Agriculture University, Rajendra Nagar, Hyderabad. Dr. E.A. Siddiq was cytogeneticist and senior scientist plant breeding at Indian Agriculture Research Institute, rice breeder in Egypt, at IRRI, the Philippines, Professor of Genetics, IRI, Project Director, Directorate of Rice Research, Hyderabad, and Deputy Director General Crop Sciences, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, New Delhi, during 1994-97.
After his superannuation, he worked as National Professor ICR at DRR Hyderabad, Honorary Chair Distinguished CDFD, Adjunct Professor University of Hyderabad, Adjunct Scientist CDFD, Adjunct Professor IRI, Honorary Professor Institute of Biotechnology PJTSAU Hyderabad. Dr. E. Siddiq made pioneering contributions towards improvement of rice during his research career of over 40 years. He has completed his graduation and post-graduation from Institute of Agricultural Sciences, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi in 1978 and 80 respectively. He obtained doctoral degree in 1985 from the University of Adelaide and CSIRO postdoc award in 1986 and the Queen Elizabeth II award in 1988 for the postdoc research by the Australian government. Professor N.K. Singh has laid the foundation for plant genomics research in India by creating required laboratories, trained human resource and leading the sequencing of rice, wheat, pigeon pea, tomatoes, jute and mango genomes. The genome information is being utilized globally for gene discovery and molecular breeding applications. He has developed indigenous SNP chips for DNA fingerprinting and molecular breeding of rice, pigeon pea and mango.
Excellency, the Governor of Andhra Pradesh and Chancellor, Acharya NG, Ranga Agriculture University, Shri Abdul Najir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vishnu Vardhan Reddy, distinguished members of the Board of Management, Academic Council, guests, dear students, representatives of press and media, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to congratulate all those who have received their degrees, awards, and also gold medals today. It is indeed a great reward of your hard work while working on this beautiful campus, and the knowledge that you have gained is going to stand in good stead while you will climb the ladders of success in future. I am personally grateful to the Honorable Chancellor, Vice Chancellors and the Academic Council for the honor bestowed on me. I consider this to be a great honor and feel proud to become an alumnus of this great institution. I'm also happy about the tradition that Dr. Reddy, you are setting of recognizing the contributions of our agricultural scientists, particularly in the name of those who had worked here and made their name in the field of agriculture research, and especially this particular center is known for its research on rice, and the kind of achievements that you have got are really laudable, and I would like to only say that sky is the limit, and we look forward for our future food security of India as far as production of more rice which will be needed by this country. We all know that agriculture is the backbone of our economy, and since independence we have made great strides. We still contribute about 18% of our agricultural GDP, and around 60% of our population is still dependent on agriculture and allied sector. With now 1.41 billion population, we have already overtaken China, so we are the most populous nation, and therefore we do have the challenge of meeting the additional requirement of about 6 million tons of additional food per year. Since mid-60s, we have witnessed green, white, blue, and now rainbow revolution. It has taken us from the era of food insecure to that of era of surpluses. We have also become one of the 5 largest agriculture exporters in the world, and in the words of Dr. Norman Borlaug, the father of Green Revolution, when I asked him, how do you think that this success was possible in India and it is not happening while you are working in Africa for more than 15 years? His answer was that cradles of success of Green Revolution are the policy support of the leaders, like we have presence of Chancellor today with us in this convocation, which speaks volumes, and also institutions. The second was institutions like this, which in fact has contributed significantly, and the third one was the human resource, and obviously these institutions have made great stride in training the youngsters to address the challenges that we have faced. During my lifetime, I have seen the era of begging bowl and now an era of surpluses. I have seen country now emerging as a global leader, fetching more than 50 billion US dollars per annum from our agriculture export, but we at the same time now realize that there are second generation problems of green revolution, be those the natural factor productivity decline, more pests and diseases, climate change, which is already taking a toll to the extent of about 20 to 40% of our losses, and we see that our agricultural growth is now stagnating at around 3%. We have to also ensure that we address the sustainable development goals by the year 2030, which means few years are only left. And when you look at poverty, India still has 16.4% poverty, which means around 200 million people to be taken care of in terms of taking them out of this poverty line. And we have to also provide food and nutrition security for ensuring that there is zero hunger in our country. So for this, we have to now think globally but act locally, and time has come to not to have any kind of complacency. Otherwise, we may not be able to achieve what we want. And globally, it is also now clear that if India doesn't achieve sustainable development goals, possibly the whole world will not be able to do so. We therefore require now paradigm shifts of the kind that not only genetic resource enhancement like Samba Mashuri, about which was talked, but also better agronomic practices for having higher productivity per unit area. So we have to shift from the genetic resource management to also natural resource management. We have to move from crop and cropping systems to that of farming systems mode, so that there is livestock, the fishery. The Andhra Pradesh is already showing its leadership in fishery sector at the national level. And we have now to move from agriculture research for development to that of agriculture research and innovation for development. What we need is now innovation so that it helps the end users, especially 80% of our farmers who have less than 2 hectares of land and who need better knowledge, better technology, and by which they can not only produce more but reduce the cost on their production by adopting those technologies which can help them conserving the natural resources, which can take care of our soil health, and which take care of the depletion of water level and the environmental degradation. Genetic resource itself was innovation led. If it was not around the dwarf wheat and rices, which were photoinsensitive and responsive to higher inputs, possibly we would have not been able to produce what we wanted to meet our requirements. And there was a time when we were importing food, we didn't have money to buy that. And at that time, our leaders had given a recognition that it is not only the Jawans who are needed to protect the borders of the country, but it is also the agriculture scientists needed to provide food to our ever-growing population. So, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, then Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, and now recently our Honorable Prime Minister has also added the Anusandhan, which means research. So, we have to lay greater emphasis to make a change in terms of having innovations which are made in India, and which would therefore require much more stronger research institutions and human resource. And human resource also competent in new science and technologies, and like about robots was mentioned, or drones was mentioned, and also artificial intelligence and genome editing, genetically modified crops, go in for micro irrigation, laser leveling, and so on. Sky is the limit. You definitely can move forward and make a difference. We also have to see that everything is not done by the government, but also private sector plays its role. So public-private partnership would require enabling policy environment to be created, and we have to motivate our youth to be not only job seeker, but also job creator by going in for those kinds of entrepreneurship by which the farmers can be helped through private extension system, by outsourcing, by supply of inputs, and also by undertaking entrepreneurship at their own level for not only the higher production, but also post-production. Because now the time has come when we have to take full benefit of globalization of agriculture. And that would require, obviously, value addition, also artificial intelligence, electronically linking ourselves to the global market, and so on. And we have to embrace new technologies. We can't afford to have policy logjam like we had after introducing BT cotton. BT cotton was a great revolution in itself. By adopting, we could reduce the pesticide use by almost 40%, particularly for the heliothiss, and we could increase the farmers' income, and we became a world global leader in cotton production. But we need new events, new technologies, whether it is herbicide tolerant or whether it is the technology which is resistant to sucking pests and other diseases. Scaling of innovation is very important, and time has come where we lay greater emphasis, and scaling of innovation through motivating and attracting youth in agriculture, what we call is Maya concept, is the right approach. Also, I see that we need to provide the environment under the new education policy in these institutions where we diversify and also reorient our agricultural education system and make sure that there is more flexibility. All education is not degree oriented, but also we provide diploma and certificate oriented skill development training programs by which they can serve better and provide the services to the farmers and provide right knowledge to the farmer without any dissemination loss. And that is only possible when they take or embrace the profession. And youth will not be interested in agriculture just by asking that they should retain in agriculture, but they have to be provided new opportunities through secondary and specialty agriculture. They have to be also told how they can increase income. Income not only by doubling it, but manifold, which is possible whether you go for the technologies like protected cultivation, you improve the water use by micro irrigation, you go in for reducing pesticide use by going for genetically modified crops like mustard, maize, soybean, and we have all the potential for conservation agriculture without cultivating the land, direct seeding after rice for wheat or after rice for maize, and also after maize for rice, etc. These possibilities are there globally. Other countries are taking full benefit of it, but it would require then the outsourcing of the equipments and machinery that is needed, and that has to be through support by both public and private sector. We have to go in for organic farming, but then not make entire agricultural land organic. The kind of experience we have recently seen in Sri Lanka should be of great warning, and we therefore have to see where we can take advantage of organic farming, go for biopesticide, biofertilizer use, integrated pest management, and so on. I would like to, since time is short, not make this speech longer. There is already convocation address printed and circulated where much has been covered, which I hope you will get time to go through. But I would like to say that for the young graduates, and I was so happy that those who were receiving gold medals, the majority of them were women. And when I say youth, youth means women, and they are our future hope. Today, in the whole world, India has the maximum youth. Even we have much more than China, and this is great strength. But this youth has to be directed in a proper direction, and where we have to provide agriculture as an option for them, as an attractive option. When I joined agriculture, everybody laughed on me because everybody was going for medical or for engineering. But today is different time. Agriculture is considered with respect. Even when we were celebrating 50th year of our independence, at that time, our president at that time had announced that if India has achieved any significant two things after independence in 50 years, one is the food security, and credit goes to agriculture scientists and farmers, and second is the doubling of our lifespan, which was earlier 32, became 64. And that was because of, again, good medical services, options, and health. But again, COVID has taught us that it is not possible to have better health unless you build your immunity, and immunity is not possible unless you work around local food systems. And that's why millets are now being talked about. And this is the International Year of Millets. Finally, therefore, I would like to just leave one or two messages for our graduating students, that there is no substitute for hard work and perseverance. You must aim high, but then work hard to achieve these, and success will be yours. In any case, if we have not got gold medal this time, it should not dishearten those who didn't get it, because next time is our time. We must work for them and try to achieve those. Dr. Abdul Kalam used to say, dreams are not what you see in the sleep. It is something that does not let you sleep. And that should be the aim. Whatever you think, then it should not let you sleep unless you achieve that success. And a mantra from Kathopanishad, which Swami Vivekananda often used to mention, that is Utishtat Jagrat Prapya Varani Bodhat, which means arise, awake, learn from the best, and stop not till the goal is achieved. And what you have learnt here is definitely such an institution doesn't really exist in all the states. And I would therefore like to congratulate you, Dr. Reddy, for what has been achieved on this campus and the kind of human resource that you are building. And I'm sure they will take our nation to newer heights. And Prime Minister wants 5 trillion economy in next decades time, and I'm sure agriculture, which contributes about 18 to 20%, will be contributing 1 trillion, but that would require much more effort, new technologies, and also better knowledge, and we have to be globally competitive. With these, I would like to once again thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my views. Thank you.
Dr. Rajendra Singh Paroda, Chairman, Trust for Advancement of Agricultural Sciences and Former Secretary, Department of Agricultural Research and Education, and Director General, ICAR, the Chief Guest and recipient of honoris causa in today's convocation, Dr. Vishnuvardhan Reddy, Vice Chancellor, Acharya Ranga Agricultural University, members of the Board of Management, members of the Academic Council, faculty, officials, staff, and my dear students and their proud parents, members of the print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen, I extend my warm greetings to you all. It gives me immense pleasure in presiding over the 55th annual convocation of Acharya Ranga Agricultural University. At the outset, I congratulate today's graduates on reaching this significant achievement in life. Every one of you should feel proud of this achievement. Earning a degree from a prestigious university is indeed a great feeling, and on occasion is a culmination of all the dedication, perseverance, committed efforts of the students and their parents, guardians. Especially in a country like India, where 66% of the total population is engaged in agriculture, and it is the main source of revenue and income for the people. Imparting of superior quality agricultural education by the state agricultural universities assumes more significance. Dr. Rajendra Singh Paroda, the chief guest cum orator of today's convocation, is renowned agricultural scientist and an efficient policy maker who played a significant role in the growth of agricultural system in India. As you are all aware, the Sustainable Development Goal 2 of United Nations has set a target to achieve food security, end hunger, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture by the year 2030. In this context, India is promoting millets-based diet, as millets are a rich source of nutrition besides being climate resilient. As announced by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, India is honored to be at the forefront of popularizing millets. With this initiative, the year 2023 was declared as International Year of Millets by the United Nations General Assembly. The main motto is to increase the national and global consumption of millets. As you are aware, millet consumption furthers nutrition, food security, and welfare of farmers. At the inauguration of Global Millets, that is Shri Anna conference on 18th March, Honorable Prime Minister said that about 2.5 crore small farmers are directly involved in the production of millets in India by overcoming the challenges of climate change. He also said India's millet mission, the campaign of Shri Anna, will prove to be boon to 2.5 crore farmers of the country. Honorable Prime Minister also highlighted the climate resilience of millets farming and said that they can be easily produced even in adverse climatic conditions, and it is preferred crop for water-stressed areas as it requires relatively less water to produce, and they can be grown naturally without chemicals, providing safeguards for the health of both humans and soil. In this regard, I congratulate this university for taking up nutritional security as one of its top priorities in their research programs. I was informed that The Best All India Coordinated Research Project Award was presented to the Agricultural Research Station, Vizianagaram. I am happy to know that University has got national recognition with the release of Vegavati VR 929 and Indravati VR 1101 varieties which are fortified with more iron and zinc. My suggestion to the research and extension wings of the university is to prepare an action plan for spread of millets cultivation in new areas in the state and also to develop the millet villages zones in various districts as per suitability in collaboration with the Department of Agriculture. I understand that this university has made significant contributions in terms of release of improved crop cultivation and introducing new techniques for comprehensive crop production. The adoption of crop varieties and technologies of this university by farmers has resulted in a significant growth in the agricultural economy of the state. During 2021-22, 8 varieties developed by this university, 4 in rice, 1 in Bengal gram, 1 in horse gram, and 3 in cotton were released at the national level in addition to 17 improved varieties of different crops. I am confident that these varieties will surely make agriculture profitable for farmers. In Andhra Pradesh, the agriculture and allied sectors contribute about 35% of the total gross value added share, while the national average is 12%. It means that the economic growth of our state is primarily dependent on growth of agriculture and allied sectors. In view of the climate change and shifts in agricultural seasons and cropping patterns, my advice to the university scientists is to gear up and have continuous interaction with farmers through various means of communication and note the hardships, challenges faced by them in crop management and recommend good crop management practices to ensure better food security in future. This is the right time to identify improved methods and technologies and adopt them for maximizing crop yields in the changing climate scenarios. I am happy to note that this university has obtained authorization of the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, Government of India to offer agricultural remote pilot course to farmers and rural youth, which is the first of its kind in India. I hope the agricultural drone pilots trained by this university will effectively utilize their skills at the field level and contribute to the agricultural sector of the state and country. As the third American President, Thomas Jefferson, once said, and I quote, "Agriculture is our wisest pursuit because it will in the end contribute most to the real wealth, good morals and happiness," unquote. I am glad to know that this university continued its commitment to pursue of excellence in its academic activities during 21-22. I am happy to know that the students of the university have excelled in their national level and secured ICAR award, maximum number of PG scholarship in agriculture and agricultural engineering. I appreciate the efforts of faculty of the university and students for this achievement. I am happy to note that this university got 7th rank among all state agricultural universities. And I am sure that university will reach top 5 ranks amongst all SAUs in the coming years by focusing more on agricultural education, research and extension. The comprehensive development and advancement in the thought process for refined research happens through regular exposure visits, interactions with renowned scientists, scientific groups and capacity building. In addition to the regular capacity building program for the faculty, university has also taken a lead in organizing refresher training programs for administrative staff in the university. I appreciate the Vice Chancellor for these initiatives, especially for promoting agro-tourism concept and commercial exotic floriculture in the tribal regions for the economic well-being of tribal farmers. I trust this concept will bring change in the region in a big way. Dear graduate students, I am confident that in the backdrop of training and guidance received from the committed faculty of this university, you will perform better in your chosen careers. You are now the brand ambassadors of this alma mater, and I would suggest to you to be committed towards lifelong learning, adapting to the changes quickly. You all have the potential to create a positive impact on the society in general and agricultural sectors in particular. Before concluding, I like to offer some advice to all the students. My dear students, life means leaving the wrong things and adopting the right things. Life means leaving the wrong things and adopting the right things. If you are looking to explore new opportunities, then this is the perfect time for you. Life has not been easy for anyone. Life seems easy only when you are strong from within yourself. You are bigger than your difficulties, and there is no one better than you who can make you conquer your difficulties in this world. By spreading your wings, you learn to fly. You do not need anyone's sympathy to reach your goal. Only you can fulfill your dreams, and only you can change your life 100%. You are the sole master of your actions, of your thoughts, and of your dreams. Please remember that for those whose flight is to the stars, it is a trivial thing to climb a mountain. If there is any person in this whole world who can completely change your life, then it is none other than you. There will be times when you will feel that your efforts are going in vain. If you do not succeed in your first effort, then you will definitely gain experience, and the same experience can make you to be successful in your next effort. Never be disheartened and live with a positive spirit and energy. Here I am reminded of the words of Mahatma Gandhi ji, and I quote, "You may never know what results come of your actions. You may never know what results come of your action. But if you do nothing, there will be no results." Right? I congratulate all the graduates, medal winners, recipients of distinctions, awards, and degrees in today's convocation. All your dedication, perseverance, hard work has finally paid off. Finally, I invite all the outgoing graduates to stay connected with the alma mater. I wish you all a very bright future. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
His Excellency Sri S. Abdul Nazir Garu for his gracious presence and presiding the 55th annual convocation. My sincere thanks to distinguished chief guest cum orator, Professor Rajendra Singh Paroda, founding DARE and Director General ICR, for accepting our invitations and being with us today. My sincere thanks to in all aspects. My sincere thanks to members of the Board of Management, members of the Academic Council, members of the Research and Exchange and Advisory Council for continuous support in the management of the teaching, non-teaching staff, supporting staff. I extend my thanks to all the members from the press, media for their long presence, and their parents, winners of the different medals, prizes, awards at this convocation. I am thankful to them for being with us today. Finally, I sincerely thank one and all for being a part of this 55th annual convocation. Jai Hind.